Hello, everyone. I'm Brittany Bryant, and on behalf of Group C, myself, Christy Phillips, DeKayla Williams, Maribellis Reyes, Raymond Vincent, and Shelby Frederick, welcome to our presentation on effective communication in groups, building stronger teams for teachers. This training program is specifically tailored for the East Baton Rouge Parish School System, EBR Schools, a public K through 12 education organization in Louisiana. EBR Schools' mission is to provide high quality education to over 40,000 students across diverse communities, fostering academic excellence, equity, and community engagement in the public education industry. The purpose of this proposed training is to empower educators to communicate more effectively in group settings, such as department meetings and parent teacher conferences, ultimately building stronger, more collaborative teams focusing on student success. This program focuses on skills like active listening, resolution, and trust building to address common challenges such as siloed departments and communication barriers. As a result, it fosters improved collaboration, morale, and student outcomes. The training is designed as a 2 hour in person workshop during your school's professional development day with interactive activities to make it engaging and applicable. Before getting the training started, the facilitator will collect important information for training quality data. Using a pre evaluation questionnaire, the same will be done at the end by collecting post evaluation as well. Now I'll hand it over to Christy to discuss the sources and theories that informed our training program design.
Thank you, Brittany. I'm Christy Phillips. Our training program is based in foundational theories of team dynamics and communication, drawn from course material at LHRD 7110 at Louisiana State University, as well as peer-reviewed research that provides supporting evidence to our practices. We integrated Wang's interpretation of cooperative communication theory, published in the journal Advances in Economic Management and Political Science in 2024. Wang asserts that effective communication promotes knowledge transfer, deeper learning, and creativity in teams. For conflict resolution, we reference strategies from Saki Agrawal and Alejandro Magana's research in Future Internet, published in 2024. These strategies emphasize collaboration and compromise to strengthen team cohesion. Trust building is based on psychological safety concepts, also discussed by Wang in 2024, that cultivate a sense of belonging through informal activities. To prevent the obstacles that teams face with miscommunication, we explore active listening and feedback strategy from Lande's research on reducing miscommunication from the International Journal of Interdisciplinary Innovative Research and Development in 2025. The role of feedback loops in organizational culture was highlighted in Adeniyi et al.'s research from the journal Magna Scientia Advanced Research and Reviews from 2025, emphasizing the importance of direct communication. Finally, for sustained interventions, we see that training improves interpersonal relationships and conflict resolution from both Golizade and Gorgi's theories in the Journal of Adolescent and Youth Psychological Studies in 2024, and Schuhark et al.'s research from the International Journal of Advanced Corporate Learning in 2022. These sources ensure our program is both evidence-based and practical for educators. Next, Shelby will cover the proposed context for this training is appropriate and our SMART goals.
Thank you, Christy. Hi, I'm Shelby Frederick. This training is ideal for those within EBR schools targeting K through 12 teachers, department leaders, and instructional coaches who work in teams or parent interactions. It's best suited for schools facing communication challenges like misaligned lesson planning or tense parent conferences, especially in diverse urban settings like Baton Rouge, where cultural barriers may arise. The best place for this training is in person at a school auditorium or conference room during a professional development day, allowing for hands on activities and real time feedback. This format builds community among 10 to 12 participants with accessibility features like wheelchair access and large font materials. It fits constraints like busy teacher schedules by being concise at 2 hours long. Virtual adaptations are possible but less ideal for interactive elements. Our training achieves 5 SMART goals, each specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound with clear ownership by teachers. Goal 1: by the next staff meeting, each teacher will implement a structured agenda with clear roles and 2 nonverbal cues to ensure equal contribution documented in meeting notes. Goal 2: within 1 month, during a department meeting, teachers will use de escalation techniques to resolve one disagreement to a mutually agreed solution confirmed post meeting. Goal 3: over 1 month, teachers will organize a 10-minute team building activity during a department meeting, achieving 80% coworker participation as recorded. Goal 4: in the next parent teacher conference, teachers will document 3 parent concerns and provide feedback, with 100% of parents reporting they felt heard via survey. Goal 5: by semester's end, teachers will design a 15-minute role play intervention during PD to train active listening with 75% success rate via evaluation. These goals directly tie to improved collaboration and outcome. We will now begin with an icebreaker that illustrates how teams are connected. The icebreaker is called Communication Web. It will take the group about 10 minutes. The directions for the activity are as follows: create a circle in the middle of the room, share your name, and a strength that one would bring to the team. The team member that currently has the yarn ball will toss it to someone across the circle while holding their end. The icebreaker will conclude with a debrief by tugging the web to illustrate impacts. For this icebreaker, the facilitator will need yarn and sticky notes for a parking lot for questions. Once the group has completed the activity, you may ask them to head back to their seats. Now, I'll turn it over to Mirabellis.
Thank you, Christy. I'm Marvelis Reyes. Let's start with communication strategy for educators. Effective communication is essential to educational success and can be defined as a process by which individual or group communicate information, exchange ideas, and express emotion to achieve shared goals. This training section focuses on active listening, feedback, and practical strategies that enhance collaboration and build trust between educators. To achieve this, we will cover some key points. First is the definition of effective communication that we just covered. Second, common barriers such as assumptions of clear role, cultural diversity that can hinder interactions. And third, the benefits including improved collaboration, productivity, and more. Participants will explore conflict resolution techniques and handle challenge situations and learn how to create a more inclusive environment that promotes open dialogues. Through the interactive role playing, attendants will gain hands-on experience in applying this essential skill within their classroom that will enhance their effectiveness as educators. This draws from one who knows that cooperative communication fosters mutual learning and creative. We will now transition to another activity, communicate to collaborate. This activity allows us to practice strategies in scenarios. It will take the group about 20 minutes to complete in a small group of 4 or 6. Once the group are created, assigning cards like assertive or empathetic. This could a scenario such as planning a community event with different ideas and reflect. Debrief by sharing examples of strategies and their impacts, listen them on a keyboard. The materials needed for this activity will be the provided cards from the facilitator guide, timer, whiteboard, and a sticky note for parking lot. This activity builds on one's emphasis on informal interaction for cohesion. While we move to mastering conflict resolution skill in education, we will identify conflict by recognizing certain signs or cause to address issues early. Addressing conflict through open communication helps to encourage dialogue and empathy. Encouraging dialogue creates conflict resolution by promoting collaborative solutions while creating a healthy environment and building trust. Type of conflict includes task, relationship, and process conflict, with resolution steps such as acknowledge, discuss, propose solution, and agree. The escalation techniques from Agrabah and Magnalia include collaborations and promises. We will transition to an activity that will demonstrate how to better manage conflict resolution. Color code clash, where to identify conflict phases. This activity takes 20 minutes for the whole group. The steps include distributing the provider's card from the facilitator guide. Red for anger and frustration, yellow for reflection, and green for actions. Reading the provider's statements like a team member is always interrupting, or creating your own statement, having a particular hold up cards that best match with the conflict phases, discussing shift to green responses, and debrief on how respond can affect group dynamics. The materials needed for this activity are printed color cards and sticky notes for parking lots. This reflects Agrawal and Magnolia on collaborative conflict strategies. Now, Raymond will cover the next objectives and activities.
Thanks, Marbele. I'm Raymond Vincent. For key elements for collaboration and building trust in teams, we focus on understanding the fundamentals of trust building in groups. This includes fostering mutual respect among team members, being reliable and following through commitments, maintaining openness to different perspectives and ideas, maintaining consistency in communication and actions, and building trust through honesty and transparency. All of this is possible for the staff, students, and parents of the East Baton Rouge Parish Schools. For our research, Wang mentions that informal activities enhance cohesion and psychological safety. We will now move to an activity, blindfolded drawing. This can be used to help build trust within groups. This activity takes 20 minutes and is broken up when people are split into pairs. The pairs will have one describer and one blindfolded drawer. The describer will explain a simple image to the drawer, while the drawer will take the communication received and create the image. The activity will conclude with a debrief on what was communicated well or poorly. The materials needed for this activity are paper, markers, blindfolds, sticky notes for the parking lot. The simple activity emphasizes how clear communication can build trust within teachers, parents, and students. Our next slide covers active listening in education. Continue with feedback techniques for educators. Active listening is crucial for educators, fostering understanding and empathy among colleagues and students. By engaging with attention, teachers gain insights, building a supportive environment that encourages dialogue, collaboration, and conflict resolution. By doing this in practice, it shows respect and strengthens relationships and trust, leading to a more effective teaching experience. Constructive feedback works to encourage positive change. Timely responses work to ensure insight are relevant for immediate growth, while specific guidance focus on clear objectives for targeted development. This enhances professional growth through effective strategies and constructive practices, which helps to create a collaborative learning environment. Active listening involves paraphrasing, summarizing, and active clarifying questions, while feedback models like the SBI, situation, behavior, and impact, help teach how to avoid defensive responses. This perspective aligns with Londe on reducing miscommunication. Our final activity For this training is called echoing. The echoing activity works to strengthen our listening skills. This will take about 20 minutes and works best in groups of 3. Here's how it works. The facilitator will ask the group to split into groups of 3. There will be one speaker, one person distracting, and one listener. The speaker shares information for 2 minutes. For example, what they learned at the last professional development meeting. The distractor uses a noisemaker to simulate interruptions. The listener then echoes back the key points they heard from the speaker. The group will rotate roles and will finish with a quick debrief to reflect on how echoing improved understanding and listening. For this activity, you will just need a noisemaker and sticky notes for the parking lot. This approach aligns with Londe, who emphasizes how active listening helps build team trust. Finally, Tequila will cover the last objective in our evaluation plan.
Hi everyone, my name is Dakayla, and today I will be presenting on training interventions for teams as well as the evaluation portion of our training. Our focus is on identifying practical strategies that help sustain better communication, not just with coworkers, but also with parents. Some of these strategies include hosting regular team building activities throughout the school year, attending communication workshops or refresher classes, which these should be offered by the district or at the school level. And we also suggest and encourage and require that you utilize measurable data to track the progress and outcomes of this training. In previous studies by Gorgie in 2024 and Shakirik in 2022, they used examples by talking about monthly check-ins and survey templates. These were proven effective in improving collaboration, especially as an intervention. To measure how effective the training is, we will use a clear evaluation plan with both pre and post-training assessments. Before the training, participants are required to complete the Google Forms survey. This measures the baseline confidence, familiarity with the concepts, challenges and goals. And after the session, we're asking that they also complete another survey, which will be similar to the first one. But we ask that they complete this survey to measure if they understood the content. Are they confident applying what they learned? Overall effectiveness. And the scale that we use on this is 1 through 5, with 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. But there will also be open-ended questions. This allows them to provide feedback. Was the training good? Was it effective? What could be better? What can y'all take away? And it also allows them to mention some of those key takeaways. So did we target what we were targeting? A good evaluation is always going to ask the same question twice, but in 2 different formats. To measure success, we are looking at least 80% improvement in confidence and familiarity from pre to post training. And if at least 90% of the participants identify specific communication strategies that they plan to use, that is also considered success. We'll also review follow-up data like meeting notes or surveys to track the continued progress. You need to do this consistently with every training to make sure that it didn't just work with this one group, because trainings are not a one-size-fit-all all the time, but the goal is to make a big variety of it so that we can make sure that we're hitting everyone's learning style. Using these findings, the data from the previous trainings and from upcoming trainings, this will help us create future sessions that make sure the training continues to meet its SMART goals that we designed for this training, and we hope that it fully supports the East Baton Rouge Parish School Systems and its missions. It was nice talking with you all,